Look at this video title. Shocking twist in TikTok star's alleged murder for hire plot. Bro, why do we even have to talk about this? Why are we still dealing with TikTokers trying to be mob bosses in the current year? Right off the bat.
Hey you guys, welcome to my course on how to tell if he's a good man. Most likely he is not.
Looking at her, she is probably one of those entitled single moms.
That was influencer Gabby Gonzalez giving advice about men days before her arrest for a conspiracy to murder the father of her child, boy band singer Jack Avery.
The problem with these influencers is exactly that. They often have two personalities. They act one way on social media and completely differently in reality. And then when they do something in real life and it comes to light, people are shocked, even though that's just how those influencers normally act. Because on social media, they only do it for views.
Her dad and her ex are also in trouble, but what about the alleged hitman? I have the new details and why this case is more complicated than it seems. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. Let's get to it.
Okay.
You know, there's that old saying, the plot thickens, and when it comes to TikToker Gabby Gonzalez, her dad, and the alleged plot to kill Gabby's ex, Jack Avery, the story has a new twist. To keep things simple here, I'm going to refer to everyone by their first names.
Okay.
Because another person is now behind bars for this alleged plot. Gabby Gonzalez is a social media influencer. She's big on TikTok.
I don't think I've ever seen her on social media, but she used to be pretty famous. She had over 400,000 followers on her old account, and now she only has around 9,000 on her new one. That's barely anything compared to the 400,000 she used to have, but her videos still consistently get over 100,000 views.
Okay, first I'm going to talk about Florida because duh! Being a born and raised Florida girly.
Cringe.
And I moved away 5 years ago.
But Gabby also has a big following on Instagram.
She has over 400,000 followers on Instagram. It's crazy that someone with that much influence could do something like trying to murder her ex-boyfriend. Like, so many influencers, or just people with a lot of money, have these guilty pleasures you'd never expect from them. I probably don't even need to give any examples. We all know what just came to light.
And she shares a lot, including in this reel where she was doing chores while ovulating.
Are you fucking crazy? Digital footprint. Hello? You can't just erase that footprint.
Free bleeding has helped me become more in tune with my body, for one. Number two, period products are ridiculously expensive. Period products should be easily accessible for everyone who needs them. They're not, obviously, and the prices keep increasing. And then on top of it, there's chemicals being put inside of pretty much every single period product, even the organic ones. I have just come to the place in life where I choose not to participate in it.
I don't really understand these things, so I can't judge. I don't know if what she is saying is true.
Yes, when Gabby is on her period, she goes au natural, no feminine products. So that's just a sample of what you will find on her socials.
Interesting content.
Back to the case at hand. Gabby shares a child, a 7-year-old girl, with former Why Don't We boy band singer Jack Avery.
Also, I don't know who he is. Never heard about him.
But that relationship, it didn't end well, according to court documents. And the question of who should have custody of the little girl has been a major point of contention since 2020.
Wow.
And investigators claim Gabby's dad, Francisco Javier Gonzalez, was very involved in this dispute. He does a lot of personal injury work. Now Gabby, her dad Francisco, and Gabby's ex-boyfriend Kai Cordray are accused of conspiring together back in 2020, 2021, and 2022 to hire a hitman to murder Jack Avery so Gabby could have her daughter all to herself.
Oh, this is fucking crazy. I'm really curious about how these people think, how they came to the conclusion that it's a good idea to do this.
Francisco has traded his tailored suits for a yellow jail jumpsuit. Prosecutors from Los Angeles County claim Francisco was the money man. Investigators say Francisco had a private investigator tailing Jack Avery to dig up dirt that could be used against him in the custody dispute.
Why would a person who has a good job, a career, and still helps people get involved in such shit and end up in prison because of it? And when he gets out of prison, no one will want to employ him because he was in such shit, so he just fucked up his life. Obviously, it's probably true, like father, like daughter.
And get this. The DA's office claims there is a Gonzalez family group chat where Francisco discussed Jack Avery.
A fucking family operation. They are seriously such dumbasses. They were planning it there like they were planning a trip.
Investigators say in April 2021, Francisco sent $10,000 to Gabby's then boyfriend, Kai Cordray, so he could go on the dark web and hire a hitman.
So she found a new boyfriend, she corrupted him, and he was so stupid that he took money from his girlfriend's dad and used it to go on the dark web to hire a hitman to kill the guy before him.
Then in June 2021, investigators say Francisco sent another $4,000 payment to Kai. On June 5th, 2021, Cordray sent Francisco Gonzalez a $4,000 invoice through his Site Whisperer business,
Yeah.
and that Francisco later paid that amount. The charge appeared in Francisco's subpoenaed bank records. Cordray later stated he did not actually perform web development services
Ooh.
and believed the invoice purpose was a cover. Court records claim that that additional $4,000 was going to be used to hire an expert hitman, and that Kai was logging onto the dark web using the alias Lizard King 69.
Creative
but
name.
Guess what? That hitman, he wasn't a hitman. He was a G-man, a Fed, a cop, a bona fide FBI agent, according to the LA DA.
Yes, we are
That's
here.
right. The DA says the person Kai was talking to on the dark web and the person Francisco later spoke to in code by phone was an undercover FBI agent posing as a killer.
Yeah, that's usually how the FBI does it. They intentionally plant their own people as a trap, just to catch the people who are trying to do something like that. I still find it crazy that a health influencer could do something like that, but obviously, what goes around comes around.
Investigators say they have recorded conversations with the undercover FBI agent and Francisco from 2021.
Ooh.
And later, in October 2022,
What is she doing?
investigators say Kai and Gabby discussed the plan in recorded calls and the possibility that they could be exposed.
Nowadays, it's incredibly hard to trust anyone because a lot of people just make things up to seem interesting so that people have more fun with them. And that's why I just take everything someone tells me with a bit of skepticism and don't completely take it as the truth. That's probably how it is with influencers too. I've caught them saying something a few times, and then within a few days, it became clear it wasn't true, and that they did it just for views.
We're co-parents. I take care of the doctor's appointments, the dentist appointments, and the therapy appointments.
Okay.
Now, the hit on Jack Avery, of course, was never carried out. Gabby, after a 2-year break, started posting on social media again, but the investigation didn't stop. Days before her arrest, Gabby posted on Instagram about men.
She wants to say something about men when she planned to murder her ex-boyfriend.
Next, men come as they are. They do not change. You get what you get. So how a man comes is how he's most likely going to be for eternity. I know, that's really scary. Because women are always growing, adapting, changing.
Oh, really?
Getting these new parts of themselves, bringing back old parts of themselves, really like just becoming something brand new, like legitimately every day.
Why do the most feminist women always have these fucking opinions? I've never heard any man say anything like that. These women always have to prove something to themselves, like they're better and men are terrible.
While also maintaining their, like, self. And then you have men.
That's fucking cringe. Who
They
even
don't
watching
change,
this?
girl. They don't.
Okay, let's skip to the more interesting part.
And so what happens, do you think? You know, you're a former prosecutor. If law enforcement comes to you as a former prosecutor, or when you were a prosecutor, and says, hey, there are people we think trying to kill this guy, Jack Avery. I mean, do you guys provide protection, or you just let the person know so they can do some things to provide protection for themselves? How is that handled?
I find it so weird that the mother of your kids wants to kill you. Like, I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably just lock myself at home and not go outside, or get some security guards until it gets sorted out. I honestly don't know what I would do.
So there's many different ways it can be handled, and it depends on the severity of the threats and what actions are taken to support the threats, right? So Jack Avery said this in a 2025 podcast. Apparently, law enforcement approached him in the 2021 or 2022 timeframe when all of this was going on. So he had known about it for a number of years. And he said he stayed low. He didn't leave his house for a number of months, stayed with his daughter because he was scared. Law enforcement can provide security if it's necessary. He's obviously an individual individual with means, so he could have hired his own private security at that time. It's unclear to me as to whether or not law enforcement did anything to provide security to him, or they just continued to monitor because they were investigating and they knew about the alleged threats and they were monitoring the Gonzaleses to see if there were any further actions they were going to take. Clearly, the hitman that was being hired was an undercover law enforcement agent. So there was never going to be, if this was the only person they were hiring, there was never going to be, this threat was never going to be carried out by this undercover law enforcement agent.
Yes, that's exactly how it should be done. The FBI would have done it well. They would have just warned you about it, and if it was necessary, they would have put security guards around you.
One of the things that came out in court, prosecutors say that Gabby, she wanted proof that Jack was dead. She wanted his pinky finger. It's like mafioso kind of stuff. It's like something you'd see in like a movie or something. Doesn't it seem kind of nuts, Seth?
It does. I mean, when I read the pinky allegation, I thought she was going to actually have a good defense here, in the sense that like her dad was involved, Kai was involved. How much knowledge did she have? Because, she could say words, that she wanted him out of the picture and that she wanted full custody, but then the actions. And when she says, oh, she wants proof of his death and including his pinky finger, that does sound like right out of a mob movie. And it also shows that she knows what's going on here, right? It's harder for her to say, well, I didn't know what my dad and Kai were up to.
That's good.
When, she's texting them saying she wants his pinky finger as proof of death. She's got knowledge, and that's another overt act that will be charged in furtherance of the conspiracy.
What the fuck? I find it pretty weird. Like, wanting a finger? Don't act like a gangsters. What do you mean you want a finger? That is fucking weird. But honestly, your whole family is weird. Like, if your whole family supported you in this and didn't find it weird, instead of telling you not to do it, get a grip, please. It's not normal to do this.
They are innocent until proven guilty, of course. We will keep an eye on it. Thank you so much, Seth Zuckerman. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Gabby Gonzalez posted her $2 million bail with the help of a bondsman. She has to be on GPS monitoring and can travel to Hawaii, where she lives, and also Florida.
Yeah,
She cannot
rich
have any
girl.
contact with Jack Avery or their daughter and must stay 300 feet away from them. Kai Cordray was booked into the LA County Jail on Thursday. His bail was set at $20 million. And we'll stay on top of this case for you.
Oh, and that's it for them. Okay, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.